Security guards are a necessary feature of modern business in the UK. With crime rates steadily increasing, there's going to be more and more pressure piled onto the security industry to provide high-quality, reliable security guards. For those interested in becoming a security guard, there are several steps you must take before you can legally undertake the practice and work on behalf of a company. This video is going to run through the basic order of progression from prerequisites to finding a security guarding job. So first things first, what criteria has to be fulfilled before you can even consider becoming a security guard? Well, to start, there aren't any specific academic qualifications that are necessary to becoming a security guard, although a basic level of education is a good point to have on your CV. You do have to be at or above the age of 18 to become a security guard, as well as holding an SIA license. This is mandatory in the UK, otherwise you could see up to a £5,000 fine. We have another video going into detail on how to acquire an SIA license, which is linked in the description down below. The final point to note is that your criminal and work history will be checked for the last 10 years. So ensuring you have your history all in order is important. An important note to keep in mind is what kind of work you're happy to be doing. There are several different types of work for security guards, and listed by the SIA, there are 7 different types of licensable activities or roles that require a license. These are cash and valuables in transit, close protection, door supervision, public space surveillance, security guarding, vehicle immobilization, and key holding. It's important to research into which of these you would be interested in doing, keeping in mind things like the day-to-day activities of the role and the physical requirements. It's also important to note that a lot of companies provide mobile patrols, and so having a full, valid UK driving license is critical to being able to use the company's car and perform mobile patrols. Once these criteria have been fulfilled and you're ready to start looking for a security job, there are plenty of different avenues you can take. Looking online is the first port of call for many, and rightfully so. Job sites like Indeed oftentimes have security jobs on there with specific range indicators, detailing how far you are away from your prospective employer. This makes it easy to identify where you would like to work and get hired at within a reasonable distance. As well as job sites like Indeed, websites of specific security companies are a good place to look too. Simply searching Google for the term security company will see plenty of companies pop up which will most likely have some form of communication on them in order to get in touch. Using Google, you can actually look for security companies near you, helping you to find companies that are within a reasonable distance so as to make it easier to work directly with the company. You can also use services such as job centers or agencies to find security guarding work and get in touch with employers. Speaking of getting in touch, there are several ways you can contact a potential employer online. Some security companies may have an online application, whilst others may require you to send your CV through in an email. Others still may require a more traditional form of communication, such as ringing them up or physically coming into the building and handing in an application form. Either way, do some research into the company to find out how best to apply for a security guarding position with them. So you've got your SIA license, ensured your work and criminal history is in order, and have found an employer you would like to work with. What now? Well, from here on out, it's a fairly standard job search. Best practices in these cases is to ensure all documentation you send over is professionally formatted and correctly spelt, including your CV and any potential applications. Speaking of documentation, one thing that is necessary is that you're able to provide the necessary documents when asked. These are typically your SIA license, 2 forms of ID, and a proof of address within the last 3 months. Ensure all communication between you and your prospective company is kept polite and succinct, so as to ensure they are able to work with you as easily as possible. Making sure you are flexible is also a positive factor due to the sporadic hours and locations of security guarding work. Having access to a vehicle and being able to work evenings or weekends is a huge plus. Once you've managed to secure an interview, be sure to dress professionally. It's important to make a good impression. It's also important to have any potential measurements for clothing, as you may be supplied uniform. In the case that you aren't, ensuring you have a good selection of smart, formal wear is essential, as this is the dress code for many areas of security guarding. Now, there's no guarantee that the first company you apply for will be able to accommodate you for a variety of reasons, so be ready to accept that you're going to have to send out several applications. If you find several security guarding companies and apply for roles with them, this will increase your chances at finding a position. Be sure not to apply at the same company again after being turned down, as it may damage future relations. For those interested in hiring quality, affordable security services for your business, please contact Region Security Guarding, as we offer bespoke, tailored security guarding solutions to meet all of our clients' needs.